cow, it is brutal out here. So I think I'm gonna go inside. We're gonna start building a snow bike. So now, here is my new toy that I got. Yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of these online. I think I kind of lucked out. I was planning on taking one of those snow tracks off of a go-kart. I think Grindhard Plumbing Company did that with their Barbie car. I was about ready to build a swing arm pretty much exactly like this. I kind of had it in my mind. This is exactly what I was seeing, or in my head, how I wanted to build it. But as I was going to order that guy, I found somebody already made a snow bike kit for the little kids 110, 125cc snow bikes. So what do you think, this guy here?
Well, it looks like it's gonna, well, looks like it's made in China.
Yeah.
But, you know, it looks serviceable.
These welds aren't good. and this bracketry for the monoshock is just a little light.
The fender comes pre-bent, I see.
Yeah, it came off the slow boat from China, and it was laying inverted, so it was all the weight was on the fender, so this is all bent up. But yeah, nothing we can't fix. It's kind of cool. Got a nice little disc brake here, little shocks to, oh, it looks like to give the snow track a little bit of flex. Here's your tensioner for the thing. It's got a jack shaft built into the guy with some gear reduction, so this guy will come off the sprocket on the engine and drive the jack shaft. Let's get around to the other side and take a look at this thing. Yeah, that's what my buddy was saying. Yeah, it looks like a pretty good design because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 rollers. Here's a tensioner between these 2 rollers to tension the belt. And these big old knobbers down here. So we don't think we have to worry about this tread ever falling off. So it's got a iffy little chain guard right here. I'm not sure about this. I might make my own new chain guard here and cap this in, because I don't want the chain breaking and blowing my leg up. So the plans here, instead of making like a Timbersled or a full-size snow bike, I'm going to do this. I have this knockoff Trail 70 frame. It's a Lifan LF110GY-3. That's a heck of a name. So I stripped this thing out to build my 1972 Honda. What'd you find out there?
Well, it looks like, you know, I was looking at this shaft running through the middle here that runs the disc brake and comes off the jack shaft.
Okay, so the brakes are actually on the jack shaft itself.
And this side has a tensioner to tension up this chain so you don't get flop in it. But on this side, it's solid, even though there isn't a space to put a nut through there.
Oh, they probably use the same bracket on both sides or something like that, same tooling. Oh yeah, I can see the tensioner right back there. Neat. So yeah, definitely want to keep that chain maintained, because, or maybe put a decent chain on there, because if that's the brakes, I don't want that to go snap and have zero brakes.
Zero brakes.
I got to figure out what kind of caliper I want to use here. Do I want to use hydraulic or just a mechanical cable?
I like mechanical cable.
I think so, because then you don't have to contend with leaks. And the thing is, this thing's not going to be like a 50-mile-an-hour machine. It's going to be a little putzer thing, kind of like those Chrysler Snow Runners, I'm thinking, just a bigger version of that. So I think what I'll do, yeah, see if I can find them something off a kid's pit bike, mechanical caliper, maybe actually even 2. I could probably mount one here and mount one down there, so I could have a handbrake on both sides of the handlebars, a little bit of redundancy. Oh, and the motor. This is kind of a funny story. Dad was at the dump at the, I can't remember where it was, and this was just kind of laying there. So we got this thing for free. He brought it home, wasn't getting any spark. So we pulled off the side cover here, and the stator, I think, grounded out to the flywheel because there was a big old spark and burnage inside there. So all we had to do with this thing is put a new stator, new flywheel on it, and we got a free 110cc electric start engine off of I'm assuming a kid's Chinese quad. And it's kind of funny. It's a single speed forward and reverse. So that's all it's got. So I think it's going to be perfect for this thing because we're not going to want to go 50 mile an hour on this little thing. So I think first step, I'm going to use a single speed engine on here and use it as a test bed. And down the road, if I want more gears, I do have a couple more Chinese Lifan. I think I've got a 4-speed semi-auto, 125, and a 4-speed manual clutch, 110 I might put in it. But for now, the single speed is going to be the test motor. I think it's going to be the perfect fit. All right, so I think let's take, this little carriage bolt here is our swing arm pivot guy, and let's walk through this whole thing and see if we can get an inventory of all the parts I need to order. And everybody at home, if we're talking through here, if you have any suggestions, if you do something differently when we're brainstorming, please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to have your input on this guy. And over the next handful of weeks, I'll read all the comments and take your suggestions to heart, and we will build us one heck of a snow bike. Oh, look at this. Oh, I think a couple washers in there to shim that out, and we're gonna be in business. Installed. All right, what do we got here? Just a couple pieces of rod. Now, I will lift the motor up. If you can put those rods in here, we'll see if we can get this guy.
I will do it.
You know, I love getting these things into these stamped frames. It's so freaking easy to do. Oh, there we go. I think that's good enough for today. And watch the whole thing come crashing down. Yeah, look at this though. I'm thinking I might keep this frame black, the engine black, and the swing arm black. This might be pretty sharp. You know, on the Honda Trail 70s, they have this badge right here that says Trail 70. I think I'm going to make a new sticker for this that says SNOW 70. Snow 70. I'll say Honda, Snow 70, kind of like a K1. Trail 70 decal up here. That should look slick. What else? Oh yeah, you can kind of see right here, this part on the swing arm hits the frame. So I'm going to have to take and grind, clearance this away so the thing will swing freely. I'm trying to figure out if I want to do a normal shock off the side and put a mount here and just have the outboard shocks, or if I want to do a mono shock on the inside. What would you think?
I don't know, man.
You don't know?
I like the mono shock idea. It looks
yeah,
sexy.
I think it looked pretty cool. But the problem is trying to find one short enough. I bought this little guy on eBay, and this thing scares the crap out of me. It would fit in here really nicely, but this thing is so lightweight. This is going to explode. This is going to come flying up, and then injury or death is going to occur. So we're going to scratch this idea. I'm going to have to figure out something else, but maybe rebuild this bracket, move it back or something like this, and find maybe like a 6-inch long shock. I'm not sure. If anybody out there watching has any suggestions for a short shock like this that would be heavy duty enough for a mono shock on this guy, let me know in the comments below. I would greatly appreciate it. So one question I have on this thing is, where do I want this to angle the tread here? I don't know anything about snow bikes or timber sleds or anything like that. Do I want to have this tread kicked up a little bit so it climbs the snow, or do I want to angle it down so it digs into the snow, or is it even? So I'm trying to figure out what angle this needs to be at. If you have any suggestions down below, I'd love to hear. So I think what I'm going to do to make this angle of the track adjustable, where did I set that little shock? I think I might cut this bracket off here and make an adjustable bracket to mount whatever I'm going to use as a shock, so I can adjust this in and out to adjust the angle of this. So basically I have like 3 points here where I can move the shock forward and back like this to adjust the angle. And then through trial and error, we should be able to figure it out. So now, front forks. Haven't figured this out yet, because these are the forks that came off the knockoff Trail 70. And even though they're super, they aren't quite the right length. You can kind of see right here, not even close. So we're going to have to find something off of a bigger bike that will fit on here. And my thoughts were, my XL100 that I made a few weeks back, this video right here. When I was building that bike, I threw that XL100 fork on here, and it was just about the perfect length. So a few weeks back, I scored a like a 1975 XL125 that I was going to scrap out and use the forks for, but the thing ended up being so darn nice that I think I'm going to restore that guy. So I still am in the market for another XL125 or XL100 fork. All right, so here are the skis that came with it, and this came with a piece of bracketry. So they wanted the skis to be outboard a little bit like this, and there's kind of a hoop that went over here, but I don't want to do that. I want to make this a mono ski, kind of like a Timbersled or a normal snow bike. So my thoughts are I can take and put these two together like this, cut a piece of pipe, another piece of pipe, third piece of pipe, and run a long bolt through all three of these. I'll probably need to put a piece of pipe here, here. That's fine, there's already one there. And then clamp them together like that. Put a piece of pipe here, and then our front axle will go through here. I might need to trim, clearance this a little bit, depending on the width of the fork tubes on the fork I get, but this should make a really nice mono ski on the bike.
So really, though, the distance between these two when the shocks come down kind of relies on the triple tree as well, right?
Yeah.
So the triple tree combined with the actual size of the shocks will determine sort of if you need to do any trimming or not.
Yeah, I think at this point, if I can get a shock, basically the top of the, as long as the fork tubes are about 31 to 33 inches, I'll be fine. I mean, I can always make some kind of standoff bracket to raise this up or lower it down, but I think a mid 70s, late 70s XL100 or XL125 triple tree and fork should work just about perfectly. So I think I might need to bite the bullet and hop on eBay and grab myself a triple tree and fork tubes off a XL100 or 125, and then we'll be in business. Okay, we're gonna take a little inventory of what we need to order here. So all you folks at home, I would love it if you'd leave a comment below and ask or let me know if I miss anything or if you have any better ideas than what we're brainstorming. But yeah, first thing, I'm thinking we need a mid 70s XL100 fork.
And triple tree.
And triple tree.
And handlebars.
Yeah, triple tree. Oh yeah, I never thought about that because I was initially thinking about using the fold down Trail 70 handlebars, but if that top fork bridge isn't the same width as the XL100, I'm not going to be able to use that. I might have to put standard motorcycle handlebars on there. I think I'm just gonna bite the bullet, and we're just gonna say that the fold down Trail 70 handlebars aren't going to work, and we're just going to go with the standard pretty high rise motorcycle handlebars.
And you might want that anyway, because the Trail 70s, you don't have hardly any torque when you
You're right. We want wider.
You're going to be turning skis instead of a tire. So.
Oh, speaking of that, I'm thinking we're going to have to adjust this steering stop so you can't turn it very far, because maybe just so you can just turn it enough just so where you can lean the bike, because you don't want this thing to go sideways. You're going to go woo. Okay, so we've got XL100 or 125 fork.
You're going to need a full wiring harness for this thing.
Oh, crap. Well, no. Thanks for reminding me. I already bought a pit bike wiring harness. So this already comes with a key, starter relay, handlebar controls, CDI, full wiring harness, and a coil. Wait, I'm missing one more thing. Charging, the rectifier right there. So yeah, this thing was like about 19 bucks on eBay for everything. Comes with a generator as well, or stator, so I'm not gonna need this though. But yeah, wiring, done. I may want to get a cool handlebar control that matches the bike once I'm done, but we'll take care of that once we get to that point. So what else do we need on this guy?
What's this hole for, Jason?
Oh, there's a grommet here that the wiring harness comes through the frame, out there, up to the handlebars.
Got it.
And on the other side, you can kind of see through here, the ignition key goes on that side.
Okay, the key goes on that side.
Yep. what's the width of that disc?
It says on the disc 3 millimeter. I measured it. It's somewhere between 3 and 4, but I'm assuming that they want a 3 millimeter gap in the caliper.
So we need to find 3 millimeter calipers. So let's say 3 millimeter manual
cable
brake caliper.
Can you get that on like a fancier, you know, mountain bike, or is that something that comes on like
those little kids pit bikes should be fine?
Have that? Okay.
Yep. Most of them are hydraulic, but I think I've seen some just normal cable pull-ins, and I think I want the cable versus hydraulic because we're not going to be burning rubber, burning snow with this. We're not going to be going too fast, so I think mechanical is fine. Maybe I could put one above and one below, so we have.
So you have 2.
Yeah, your left hand could be this caliper. Your right hand brake could be the other caliper. Oh, since we're at that, so 2 brake levers. Not going to worry about foot brake because you're going to be wearing big boots anyway, so I might get in the way. We'll just use the hand brakes. What else we got?
And also, when you get off of the throttle on this thing, this is so much drag, it's probably just going to stop you instantly.
I think so. Yeah, it's going to be funny with this 110. But there is gear reduction in the jack shaft, so I think I'm just going to keep it geared how it is. And if needs be, I might get a different output sprocket on the engine to either speed it up or slow it down. But like I said, we're going to have to play with that as we go along. So, brake levers. And since I stripped this entire bike out to build my 1972 Honda, I'm going to need a seat pan and seat, house freight seat, pan and seat, gas tank. Oh, what, handlebars, grips. What else? Let's take a look. Not a lot of room there between the tread and the chain, but you know what's going to happen? We're just going to, it's just going to eventually cut a groove out of there and self-clearance itself. Not a problem. We're fine. So headlights, I don't think I'm going to put headlights on, so don't worry about that. I guess I could put a headlight. Nah, we'll figure that. We'll just, in the first handful of videos, we'll just get this sucker running, and I can tackle that at a later date.
What about here, Jason?
What's that? Oh,
Did you talk about this?
I'm gonna have to figure out what I want to use for that. Yeah. So let's say, I think I found a shock, a little heavier duty one, kind of like this, but it's 5 inches long. I think I'll have to weld a bracket here for the top shock mount and wherever I want to put it here. And if the spring rate on that shock I buy isn't strong enough for one shock, I might just put bam one there and bam one there, inboard like that, so it still kind of looks like a monoshock, but there's 2. I think that'll work.
Are you going to turn this into a seat and put a little pad here so somebody can ride on the back with you?
Oh, that's just a great idea. I think pant leg right in there. That's just, I love it. Hey, oh, I just noticed that's a
pretty awesome shirt, huh?
It's a very nice shirt.
Yeah, you can't get these anywhere.
Yeah. Maybe someday, folks.
Maybe someday.
After YouTube decides to start showing my videos to people. But yeah, YouTube isn't showing my videos to folks, but that's fine. It makes me appreciate the 2,000 or so folks we got right now. You guys rule. Thanks for subscribing. What were you asking?
Oh, so I was looking here, I saw a keyhole.
Oh, that's
just a steering lock.
Just the steering lock. We won't hook that up. No need to have that on there.
No one's going to take off on this thing.
But yeah, we'll figure out the steering stop when we take it for our first drive and we wreck it.
I have an important question.
Yeah.
But we should look at it from the other side. So
Okay.
we can stop it.
All right. Let's go over there. All right. So what was your question?
So my question is, this is a snow bike.
Yep.
You run around the snow.
Yeah.
You're going to have pant legs everywhere. And big boots. Lots of big boots.
Yep.
What are you going to do with it for exhaust? You're going to run it low? You're going to run it kind of up high?
Oh, I never thought about the pant. You're definitely not going to want to use those vinyl
Snow pants.
Snow pants. Those are melt. I had that happen back on when I was camping as a kid. Actually, I've got, this is the heat shield off, but one of the a knockoff Trail 70 muffler. I think I'll just
like that. Okay.
Should just bolt up. Or wait, no, they're like that, aren't they? On these guys?
I think they're up high like that. Yeah.
It'll be kind of like that. I think it'll be fine. I might need to make another heat shield on the top so you don't burn your pants and moon boots, but I think we'll be okay. We'll figure out the muffler when I get to it. But let's write that down. So we're going to need a Trail 70 exhaust. What else? Oh. This bolt. This is a 12 millimeter. We'll probably need to figure out what length of bolt we need to go through there. That and maybe a lock nut to hold it on. Some corresponding washers. So 12 millimeter bolt for swing arm.
And then for your electrical, do you
foot pegs.
Foot pegs. Yeah, you need Trail 70 foot pegs. But for your electrical, you gonna use the original battery location?
Yep,
for the electric start.
I can make a battery box. I don't need to buy that. Well, you know, by the time I make it, I'm sure those battery boxes off the Chinese knockoffs are a lot cheaper. So battery box. Did I write down gas tank?
No.
Yep, I did.
You did.
So gas tank, seat, battery box, exhaust, brake calipers, foot pegs. Don't need a kickstand. No. That's nice. Well, oh yeah, that kind of reminds. We'll probably need to rig up, make some kind of something that this can sit on with some wheels, so we can move it around the shop and move it in and out of the car shows and stuff like that.
Dolly.
Yeah, dolly.
Yeah. So you got your fender back here, but it looks like to me there's potential for getting quite a bit of snow thrown up in the back of your legs, and
yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Maybe another fender, or extending this one, or maybe making one.
Yeah, I guess you could put like a plastic fender liner there. Or since this is all bent up, I might just remake this out of sheet metal and have this go cover the whole thing back here. That might look pretty cool. I think, yeah, just leave this all normal here. Little monoshock there and just rebuild that fender. Yeah, I think that'll work. So what other parts do I need to get this thing rocking and rolling?
Carburetor.
Yeah, probably get a new carb. Oh, it's going to need an intake. I think, yeah, since this is, I might just get one of those they make a universal intake that you can kind of put at multiple directions. Since the starter's in the way of where the normal Honda air can, yeah. I might need to run it out to the side and have just a cone air filter right here.
What do they use for the little the pit bike or whatever this came off of the quads?
Universal intake. What was that again? I can't write and think at the same time.
So they obviously solved the problem on the quad. It must just go the other direction.
Yeah, I think they have them go forward. What else? Everything else I think I can fabricate. Yeah. I think we're good to go. At least enough to get it running. Brakes, I won't be able to get the brake cables until I get everything built. I know where the handlebars are going to be, but for the first test run of it, we don't need brakes.
Brakes are optional.
Okay, so I think we got a plan. Got an inventory of all the parts I want to order. And if I'm missing anything that we're talking about, at least to get this thing moving, if I missed any parts, like beyond the brakes, wiring, all that jazz, if there's anything I missed, can you please let me know in the comments below? Because I would like to get everything ordered here within the next few weeks, or probably order it immediately and get it here within the next week or so I can start building this for you and tear around on it in the snow here before spring comes. So this is probably going to be a build. I think I can get this thing running in, gosh, if I have all the parts, a few weekends. Not going to take too much fabrication here. But yeah, this is going to be a sweet project. So thanks again for watching. And in the meantime, if you want to check out some of my other builds, you can click the video on the left and you can click the video on the right to watch last week's video. And thanks again. Please subscribe, leave a like on the way out, and I will see you next time.